Well, we now know what is going on with Hellraiser. We're going to watch the trailer in a few moments, but first we're going to go over a couple things. One, I was right. From what I had heard, it was going to be Boss Team Games' license, with Saber making it. Clearly what it is you see the opening of the trailer, Boss Team Games and Saber are involved. It is a single player game. Now, I don't know what that means for longevity, but that's interesting. It's been a while since we've had a horror-based game that's not like a Silent Hill remake, or we do have Resident Evil 9 coming in February. So we do have, it's been a while though since we've had like a single player horror game. And that's exciting. The models look very, very DBD-esque, although we do see some of the big guys. And let's take a look at this right now.
You have a void. A desirous, gaping heart. It thirsts for excruciating pleasure. The very thing we offer. She is hellbound. Follow her, for we have such sights to show you.
Now, we do see a kind of unique collection of Cenobites in this trailer. We see Butterball, we see the female Cenobite, never was really given a name from Hellraiser 2, we see Chatterer, we do see quite a few different ones in this game, which is interesting. So it looks like it's probably going to focus on Hellraiser 1 and Hellraiser 2. This looks like completely mainline Hellraiser. It doesn't see any references to Hellraiser 2022. Now, we do see a reference, though, to the rave of Hellraiser 3, so Hellraiser 3 could be the endpoint, which is kind of what I was hoping for, because once you go past Hellraiser 3, it gets really bad really fast. Now, just like yesterday, it's clearly Doug Bradley. He does the whole, you open the box speech. We get to see him talking about people being hellbound, which is a reference, of course, to the Hellbound Heart, which is the original Hellraiser novella. We see an interesting twist, though, as the trailer goes on, and that's what I want to talk about. Clearly, it is a first-person, single-player experience. As you can see, them holding the Lament configuration, and them using some sort of Cenobite powers to fight back. So it leads me to the question, is the point of the game, like, you're kind of straddling the line between becoming a Cenobite and staying human? I'm not sure. The opening is wild, like, nothing but, like, BDSM, ball gags, whips and chains between the two lovers. And then the dude's just like, the fuck? She is hellbound and you should follow. And like, he's like, nah, bro, I'm good. I actually really like the trailer. I was hoping for a multiplayer game just for longevity, but this looks really, really good. And I will absolutely be very interested in this when this comes out. Now, another thing we need to talk about is there is no release date. So that leads me to believe we're probably looking at sometime in 2026. If they were going to drop it in the fall, Halloween time, they would definitely have had a release date on it. So that kind of sucks. So the only thing we're really going to have horror-wise in the fall is the Silent Hill F, which, I'll be honest, is really not doing much for me. Will it be out around or after Resident Evil 9? My guess is later. I'm assuming we're probably looking at a full year to promote this game at this point. This looks like it's got Saber Madrid's fingerprints all over it. They have been working on an Unreal 5 game for years, so this would make sense. At this point, I don't think it has anything to do with the DBD removal. I just think that was kind of what happened was there was a very unique license done between Lionsgate, who owned the rights at the time, and Dead by Daylight. It just didn't work out. Clive Barker hated the NFT components. So that license probably wasn't ever going to get renewed once Clive reclaimed the rights to Hell Priest and Hellraiser, but doesn't mean he won't come back to DBD. It's not saying that Clive Barker and Dead by Daylight can't come to some sort of arrangement. And I don't think a single player game's really going to have any kind of bearing on that, if that makes sense. Like, a single player game is so different than a multiplayer game. Like, if it were a multiplayer, like Hellraiser ASIM, like we had hypothesized earlier this week, then I could easily see why that would have like a well, basically what I thought was going to happen with Ash when Evil Dead the game came out. Like, you just see like it's competition at that point. But single player games and horror ASIMs aren't competition at all. They're actually, even though they're both in the horror genre, they're very different player bases, they're very different games, very different people they usually cater to. So I don't see any reason why this would preclude Hellpriest from returning to Dead by Daylight. Now, I have to say, this trailer looked fantastic. Looks very gory. This is definitely an M-rated game. It looks like they're really going to lean into the Hellraiser mythos, which I'm excited about. I love the attention to detail by mixing some Cenobites from Hellraiser 1 and from Hellraiser 2. Like I said before, we did see the rave, so we could see some Hellraiser 3 Cenobites as it proceeds forward. But it looks like that's kind of going to be the basis. I wasn't expecting a first-person game. I would have expected the main character to be third-person, but here, I mean, we clearly see it. She's just running around with the lament configuration. Interesting trailer. I look forward to seeing what more Saber and Boss Team games have going forward. With, of course, with the launch of Clive Barker's Hellraiser Revival. Let me know, what did you think of the trailer? What do you think of this game? Is this something that's interesting to you? Are you disappointed? Are you excited? I want to hear it all. Let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you for watching, and later, mates.